Hi. There's a new inquiry I have into the nature of who we are, and it's absolutely amazing. I am enthralled by the fact that I have discovered, in fact, I've always known, but it's really become clear for me lately that we are the observer. We're also the dreamer, we're also the visionary, and we are not our brain, although our brain would like us to think that we are. And so when we have a thought, oftentimes we want to believe, or we want to think that we're right in thinking whatever it is that we think. At IBM many years ago, they had a very interesting abbreviation for what kind of data you put in your computer and what you got out. And the abbreviation was GIGO. It means garbage in, garbage out. So your computer, your brain, is going to give you back whatever you put in there. And just because your brain thinks a thing, it doesn't make it right. It doesn't mean, and you who identify with me, who at times identifies with his brain, and we get all defensive and we say, well, we're our brain and our brain says this, so it must be right. And the fact is, it's not necessarily right. I mean, just because we think we know something doesn't make that thing that we think we know accurate. So on that note, we get to decide what our brain thinks. And we also get to decide whether the information our brain is giving us is good enough to go on, or whether we want to go on an intuitive or an emotional type of feeling with regards to what we've observed out there. The brain is just a tool for quantifying our reality, and as the brain measures the relationship between us and what's going on out there, it kind of discovers or decides what reality looks like. And in the mirror of our memory, when we reflect upon what it is we think we know, that's when we decide what we call is knowledge based on experience. And that's constantly changing based on the way that we can form or change our belief system. So the idea is, you are not your thoughts and you're not your mind. You get to decide based on your own consciousness how the thoughts feel, whether those thoughts are worthy of expression or whether they're even worthy of you giving your focus to them, because, as I said, garbage in, garbage out. So you know, the computer program you're running is only as good as the software you put in there. And if the software you put in there is faulty because it came from people that basically weren't very happy, they didn't know what they were doing, you get to run that program, and there's some really lousy software out there, and there's some good software out there, and you get to choose what software you're going to run. So I'm going to continue this conversation in part 2. So we'll talk to you later.